I guess now, just getting into the season, we're anxious like everybody at this point in the year. You know, this week you're really anxious to play. You've been looking at each other for a month now and running into each other by Friday will have been 28, 29 practices, and you really need to see someone else. And so we're anxious to get on the field and play Utah State. A team that really Gary Anderson's done a great job. When you look at what they did in a year's period of time last year, as coaches, you look past just a 4-8 record and you look at how they played everybody. And watching that game and breaking it down at A&M a year ago to start the year, they're throwing the ball in the end zone at the end of the game with the chance to tie it down 8 points, 38-30. I look at them go to Fresno State. They're up 10 points at halftime. You know, and Fresno State, as everyone knows, is always traditionally very tough to play, you know, at their place. And so through the year, they had a lot of tight and good games, and he's really made a strong impact in 1 year's time. I think their quarterback, DeAndre Burrell, is really a special player, very talented, run-around guy, can really give you problems. Unfortunately for them, their great running back, Turbin, is out, and that's unfortunate for any young guy in college to have to miss. But anyway, very explosive offense. I think they were ranked 12th in the country a year ago in total offense. So, you know, they've really done a great job, as I said, in a year's period of time. So I think the main focus for us is always, people ask from week to week, you know, they always everyone wants to talk about the other team, and for us it's really about us, is really focusing on how well can we play, how well can we execute, will we take care of the football and be responsible with the ball, will we remain penalty free and do the things to execute cleanly and to play as well as we're able to play without mental errors. Those kind of things is what we're really focused on and wanting to accomplish this week, is just to play in a clean and sharp way and play as well as we're able to play and execute the way we're able to. Outside of that, again, I know everybody's anxious for it, the fans, to get the year started. We are as well, and I just throw it out for questions.
Do you decide who you're going to kick field goals and extra points?
I have, but I'm going to let it go through today, and I'll make an announcement tomorrow. I want a chance to also visit with the players this afternoon.
Bob, are you comfortable? Minsick has made a move over and has gained a lot of weight in a short period of time. A year ago, there were a lot of questions about the offensive line. How do you feel with him, comfort-wise, coming into this game?
I feel really good. Eric is a guy who's a senior now. Donald Stevenson, a junior, didn't play a snap last year, is very talented also at left tackle. Eric played really well for us in the remaining the last 2 games of the year with hardly any training up there. And, you know, along with Ben Hayburn's gained about 10, 15 pounds, is right at 300 pounds now, and has a year more experience. Stephen Good, more experience. So I just think overall Tyler Evans played a year ago as a freshman, is a full year behind him. We're just more experienced, and a year's worth of training, you know, over the past year of getting ready for the season, I think is going to really help us. Plus, we have more depth. We can spell guys to keep them fresh.
Bob, in the secondary, you have 2 safeties that are seniors, and then talking to other players, they believe or they say that they're 2 of your more intelligent players on your team. How much does that help your defense, that you have 2 safeties of that caliber?
It helps greatly, because I do believe that, along with the quarterback position, the other 2 toughest positions to play are at linebacker and safety, with the number of things that we do on defense, just because it takes the most understanding of all the schemes, and those guys have a great understanding of it, and you know, so hopefully, you know, they'll have big years, and we expect them to.
What's Adrian Taylor's status?
Adrian is set to practice today. You know, he did some things yesterday, so, and he has through camp gotten some snaps here and there. So, we'll see today how much he's able to do, but he feels feels good about it so far. It's held up really well.
Is it conditioning, Bob, or chance of re-injury, or pain, or what is the issue?
It's just trying to not give him too much too soon. You know, and we have given him some all along, and we'll give him more today. So I think, you know, visiting with him, he hasn't had much pain. So it'll be some conditioning, but as everyone has watched us play, we like to rotate 4 or 5 guys in there to keep them going hard and keep them fresh. So hopefully Adrian can give us, you know, we're hoping, you know, somewhere, you know, between 15, 20 snaps.
You mentioned linebacker is a difficult position to play, and Tom Wharton did his very first snap in college football. What's your expectations for him?
You know, Tom's worked hard and is really a talented guy. I think as much as anything, if you know Tom a little bit, it'll be to slow him down. He'll be wanting to run in the stands and hit somebody, and so so look out if you're in the first or second row. But I think we'll get him to calm down and just see things, you know, understand the schemes and responsibility, and play with some discipline there.
You feel like you know who Ryan Rawls, obviously receiver. You like the other guys, how this kind of shaping up at the receiver position going into this game, or you still kind of figuring some things out?
No, they're shaping up, and I've actually been quite pleased in the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, in how they've responded and picked up their pace and are playing a little more consistently. Cameron Kinney's come on, made some better plays. DeJuan Miller a little bit more consistent in competitive plays, and I think what has a chance to help us there is to kind of like we did with the offensive line is to watch how many snaps each guy's getting, and to make sure when they are getting them that they're highly competitive, playing at top speed and playing as hard and well as they can play, and you know, and we don't have to rely on 3 and 4. We've got some tight ends and fullbacks back this year that we think are good players. So what we want to ask those guys is the plays that they're in there, you need to make a difference. And you're only going to, you know, we'll rotate and see who's playing the best and how many snaps each of them gets. But when you're in there, you need to be effective and competitive. And through the last week and a half or so, I've seen that. He's coming on to some degree, but he's behind those guys and hasn't quite made the move that they have.
Well, talk about your young cornerbacks, the progress they made from the start of fall camp till now, and how comfortable you are first-time starters.
Well, they've played a good bit a year ago. You know, with DeMontre and Jamel Fleming, they have been in there in a bunch of special teams areas. They've been in there in defensive situations a year ago, and have played well. So I feel that does give them an advantage coming into this year that they've been on the field. And but through spring and summer here, they've played well. They've been competitive. They continue to improve technique-wise and understanding of what we're asking them to do, and I expect them to play well.
What about Colvin? Do you plan to rotate him, or
Yes.
does he continue to impress you, Bob?
Yes, Aaron Colvin from right here from Owasso is really a good player. We're very excited about him, and not that we aren't some of these other young guys too, because it's really a good class. But Aaron's really a special player and definitely is set to play. He's understanding-wise really gets it. He's got a great motor. He's got excellent feet and speed. He's got size. He's what you want, and so he's going to play.
Does he rotate, though?
Yeah,
every
we'll
series,
rotate him
or-
in. Well, we haven't determined exactly what series, but he's going to play. And we'll determine on depending on a big play here or there or special teams, if one guy's getting a little run down, now it's time to get him in and get the other guy rested and give him some opportunities.
You got a bunch of new guys who are going to play their first game on Saturday. Do you remember your first game and what you felt like leading up to it?
Yeah, my second game ever was right out here in Norman. But I remember thinking, of course you have the nerves and the anticipation of it all. And then when you get in, you think, holy cow, is it going fast? And you don't realize to the next day, everybody says it slows down once you've played. The next day you look on tape and, oh my gosh, I'm going that fast too. You don't realize it, so it really caught me the next day watching the tape that, it felt so fast when you're initially in there, but you're reacting and doing the same things. You don't really realize it, until you see it on tape. So I try and always remind, our players that are playing for the first time to just focus on the process, your alignment, what your expectations of the formations, what you're looking at, and anticipate. And then, you just got to play freely. You got to understand you're going to be going as fast as they are, as fast as you think it is, and just trust your technique and trust your your preparation that you'll be in the right place.
Well, the fullback tight end tandem has always been something that separated you guys from other attacks. Do you see being able to utilize that to an advantage again this season?
Absolutely. We've got more guys that are, that have come on, and Trey Millard at fullback, H-back, move around. Guys got great hands, can run the ball in a one-back set, but is a tough, strong blocker. He's got excellent strength for a young guy, 255 pounds. Is really doing good. And then, Austin Haywood has come on really as a tight end and doing a good job playing more. So